I'm Tracy Baxter with today's Record Newswatch. More gun violence reported in the city of Newburgh. This time it was at Lander and Farrington Streets last night, where shots were fired at a parked car and police have made an arrest. 34-year-old Joel Diaz of Newburgh was taken into custody shortly after the incident and charged with reckless endangerment and criminal mischief. Police say no one was hit. A shotgun allegedly used was recovered. Police say they don't yet know why Diaz fired the shots. 24 hours earlier, a 16-year-old boy was shot in the back at William Street and Bankard Avenue, and a 20-year-old man was shot in the buttocks during an incident on Chambers Street. The gun violence comes at a time when Newburgh city leaders have launched their latest gun buyback amnesty program aimed at reducing the number of guns on the city's streets. The two City of Middletown police officers who were involved in the fatal shooting of a man outside a local convenience store last November will not be facing criminal charges. A grand jury has cleared the officers for the shooting of Leonard Whittle outside Sam's convenience store after Whittle reportedly chased another man in and around the store with a knife. Whittle was under treatment for bipolar disorder but did not have a history of violence or aggression. The two officers remain on paid leave. Attorney Michael Sussman, who is representing Leonard Whittle's family, has said they'll be proceeding to court with a planned wrongful death lawsuit. We see it constantly in the news, stories about those who steal credit card information to rack up thousands and thousands of dollars worth of illegal purchases, and skimming devices that crooks attach to ATM machines to capture your debit and credit card numbers. Well, today, the Orange County Sheriff's Office hosted a seminar for local law enforcement officers to help them become more aware of the growing number of fraud schemes and shopping scams.
These networks, they've got all different kind of ways of scamming and things of this nature. And this is what the training is going to go on today about, recognizing the scam, the method of operation these guys are using so that our officers and deputies and our people in the field can be ready to deal with these situations, because there's so much of this going on. And these people in these networks are becoming more sophisticated, and we've got to stay on top of these things and stay within the loop. These retail centers are getting beat, and of course they lose money, and thus the cost has got to be defrayed somewhere, so it goes back to the consumer. Today's law enforcement seminar will be followed up with a future forum that will involve the public and merchants to help them lessen the risk of getting victimized. Will a medical marijuana bill get state legislative approval by the end of the session this month? Well, that is now in doubt after the head of the state Senate Finance Committee said he wouldn't put it to a vote in his committee because of too many unanswered questions. Local state Senator John Bonasek says he's seen enough information to support it.
I believe in the concept that those suffering, and I've talked to many people, if they have access to marijuana, it will ease their pain. So I embrace the concept of medical marijuana, trying to work out the details. Whether or not it gets done by the end of June, I say it's a 50-50 chance.
Governor Cuomo said he would sign a medical marijuana bill as long as it makes sense. Earlier this month, the state assembly passed a bill to authorize the use of pot for medical purposes. The Senate will need to act before the legislative session ends June 19th. A man arrested for selling 100 bags of heroin to an undercover police officer in the town of Plattekill has been sentenced to 10 years behind bars. Mark Baxter was arrested by members of Ulster County's Urgent Task Force following the buy-bust operation, where he sold the heroin in exchange for $800. The jury convicted him on felony sale and possession charges. Baxter's criminal history includes convictions for assault and selling drugs within a school zone. There's also a felony drug charge that was filed against him in the city of Newburgh. Ulster County's Transitional House for Homeless Veterans will be opening July 2nd. And County Executive Mike Hines says the Patriots Project Home got a boost recently from the county's Board of Realtors membership, who contributed more than $4,000 for bedroom furnishings. The county has been renovating the historic 1896 house at 67 Wirt Street in Kingston's Roundout District for use by homeless vets. The transitional home has 8 bedrooms for single adult men. 6 months ago, the Veterans Administration estimated that there were about 20 to 40 homeless veterans in Ulster County. Devin Gray will be back in court Thursday for a preliminary hearing following his not guilty plea filed Monday to charges connected to a shootout last week in the parking lot of an apartment complex in Kingston. The 20-year-old Port Ewan man was wounded during the exchange of gunfire outside Stuyvesant Charter Apartments last Tuesday. He's been charged with reckless endangerment, criminal use of a firearm, and criminal possession of a weapon. The man who wounded him in the stomach with buckshot, 24-year-old Eric Harris of Kingston, is facing a charge of attempted murder. In Sullivan County, a Bloomingburg woman has been arrested for felony assault for assaulting a teenager with a knife. 23-year-old Crystal Corley is accused of injuring a 16-year-old boy with a knife when a dispute between the two of them became physical. The victim is currently being treated for undisclosed injuries at Westchester Medical Center. And the truck bay at the Walton Engine and Hose Company building in Chester took on a different role Thursday as the fire company played host to a blood drive. This one in honor of 14-year-old Kimmie Salotti, who needed more than 20 blood transfusions after being diagnosed with a brain tumor back in 2012. Well, after surgery and treatments, Kimmie's bounced back. Now she and her mom have been encouraging people to donate blood to help others.
There's other kids like me who go through the same thing, and we all need blood at some point.
When she was sick last year, Kimmie needed about 25 units of blood during her chemo treatments, and there are a lot of other children besides Kimberly who need blood as well. Not only children, but adults as well who are going through chemo treatments at the moment, and it's just an honor for us to be doing this in her name.
Summer is a tough stretch for organizations that rely on blood donations. Officials with the New York Blood Center say O-negative blood is in critically short supply now. It is the type trauma centers use when there's no time for blood typing.
Colleges and schools make up 25% of our collections. So the summer months are very critical times for us at the New York Blood Center. We do a lot of small community-based drives where the average collection is about 30 pints. So it takes so many more drives during the summer to make up the 2,000 units per day that we need in order to meet the needs of the 200 hospitals that we serve.
Yesterday's drive in honor of Kimmie Salotti was sponsored by the Chester Rotary Club and local Girl Scout Troop 323. It won't be as humid out there tomorrow, but the threat of a passing shower or two will stay with us. Wednesday will be cloudy and cooler, with temperatures topping out in the middle 70s with that possibility of a little shower activity. As for Thursday, it'll be mostly cloudy and warmer, with highs back up around 85 degrees. Stay informed by starting your day with the Times-Herald Record, and stay connected to breaking news all day long right here at Record Online. For Record Newswatch, I'm Tracy Baxter.